So for the top part is really not hard, so I need first a face based on this shape, but I don't have anything for now for here. So first I need to select this edge, and based on this edge I'm going to create this face. So for duplicating any loop that any edge or face or vertex, you can use the shortcut duplicate shift D, and from mesh you can see that shift D is for duplicate, and if I press shift D I can duplicate an edge. So I only wanted to move up, so I press Z after using the shift D to restrict it to the Z axis. So I'm moving it up a little, and now I need to fill it, and for filling we use something called grid fill. So I go to the face, grid fill, and as I told you before, it's a better approach to follow the axis edges. So I'm going to grid fill, and I'll change the offset to something to follow the edge. But since it's not going to follow this edge no matter how many offset I use, I need to change the span. So if I decrease the span and rotate it, you can see that now it's going to follow the edge. So play with the number and see what it does. For now I'm going to deactivate the simple blending. And now that my face created, I need to first extrude a little to make it to the top. So I'm going to use extrude this time and moving it up a little. Okay, now going to -Y, activate the wireframe, and now I need to use shortcut for faster approach. So select box, my faces is already selected, so I'm going to use E for extrude, Z for moving it along the Z axis, and after I left click for confirming, I'm going to use SS to scale it a little. And as you can see, it's not scaling the way I want because I activated the active element. I back to the bounding box center, and now if I scale, it's going to be at the center of the faces that I selected. So scale, once again E for extrude, left click for confirm, S for scale, left click for confirm, and E once again, and S once again. Okay, and I think if I use the Ctrl R to add one more loop cut at here and scale it, it's gonna become nicer. So I reached to this point. Once again I'm going to select all this face, back to -Y, wireframe, and my image is a little off, so I'm going to back to the object mode. For this part I press G and X for moving it along the X axis, press on my object, back to the edit mode, and use E for extruding one more time. Use E again and then scale it again. Use E for extrude, S for scale, and I need one more edge here. With using the Ctrl R, I add one more edge and S for scaling it. And this top part is need to be curvy, so I select these 8 faces and use, this time I'm not going to use extrude, I'm going to use the move tools to moving it a little. Okay, and then I can use these 2 edge with edge selection mode to moving it a little too, if you like. Okay, and this is our teapot, and if I activate the modifier, add modifier, generate, and subdivision surface, and increase the number and deactivate overlay wireframe. This is the base shape on my teapot. You can also add bevel at these edges. For example, this edge can use bevel to make it sharper with Ctrl B. But these are all based on your preferences, and I'm not gonna waste time on this. Okay, so this is our teapot. See you on the next video. I didn't teach you any new tools on modeling this teapot because I wanted you to learn how to work with sphere and how to use the bridge face for creating a handlebar and how to use the active element. But I want you to model this teapot one more time because, as I've said before, for your brain to really learn modeling, you need to model without watching any videos. So start modeling this teapot one more time, and if you stuck at some point, you can just watch that part of the video that you stuck and then pause the video again and do it on your own. And if this video was helpful to you, you can subscribe, like, or comment because there is so much more video to come. And I see you in the next video.